Yo, welcome back, man. Another episode of Knicks on Deck TV. I'm your host Chase on Deck, and right now, I just want to talk about it before the season starts. It's still early. Everybody's getting ready for training camp, and it's really not much basketball on the forefront because Kevin Durant trade not going down. Donovan Mitchell trade already went down. There's a couple free agents that haven't signed yet. But so it's nothing really going on in basketball heavy news. So I just wanted to, get on here but ask a key question. Now that the trade didn't go up down, maybe there's more moves to be made. I doubt it. Looks like this is the team we running with, and I'm good with it. I'm straight, man. You know what I mean? This is perfect. I like the young guys. I want the young guys to play. I like that they re-signed Mitch. They extended RJ. Like stuff like that. I'm not used to stuff like that as a Knicks fan. You're just not used to it. You're not used to them actually drafting them, extending them. I think Charlie Ward was the last one since Mitch. Crazy, man. Charlie Ward? Man. So it's good to see that they finally doing that. We're extending our rookies. We're playing the young guys. So right now, the question is to be asked. That's the question. Are we excited? Yes, we're excited. I don't see too many Knicks fans that upset. Maybe Stephen A. Smith, the worst Knicks fan ever, should not be able to go to the Garden peacefully, meaning no harm, but without the booze. He got to get the booze. He got to get the booze, man. He got to get all the booze. He stepped foot in the Garden. And that's how I feel about Stephen A. Smith, man. He just over there jumping on and off bandwagons. He was the one on ESPN. We here, doing all that nonsense. And now you want to talk about, oh, I'm done with the Knicks. Done with the Knicks every 5 minutes. You just like to put on a show for ESPN and go all crazy. So nah, Stephen A gets no love. But the question we do have to ask, question has been going around. Everybody's excited. We ready the season going on. The question is Tom Thibodeau the right coach for this team? And the question for me is absolutely not. Absolutely not. I didn't want him in the beginning because I've always felt like this. Like I say, this is exciting for me, not because we picked it like what I don't even know where we picked it. Like we probably not even picked to make the playoffs this year, just based on paper, just based on what you see on paper as a team. I'm still excited. Oh no, we're not. I'm excited about it. I want to see Obi get minutes. I want to see Quickly get minutes. I want to see how Grimes play. I'm a fan of Deuce. I want Deuce to play, but we probably got a log jam at point guard, so that's going that's gonna be hard for him to get minutes. But man, I want to see Obi get minutes. I see Julius Randle in these workout tapes. It looks great. He always looked great in a workout. His handle is so he's always looked good here with his handle. His jump shot always goes in. He always do that one jab step. Now he's doing a little floater, getting a floater game right. I respect all of that from Julius. But I'm good on Julius Randle being a part of this team just for the simple fact is I want more minutes for Obi. And I believe it's important. We see where Julius can go. If he can change, maybe he can change. But here's the question. That word, change. Right? Do we expect Tom Thibodeau to change? No. I did not want him as a coach from the beginning. I always wanted to have a young team. I wanted young guys. I wanted us to start from scratch, to actually do a rebuild, not a retool where we get one player and we sign somebody and the Knicks are back and no, no. Straight up, we have to find our guy, our star. Let's just draft every year. I get excited about the draft every year. And I'm not really into college that much. I'm not really into college basketball, but coming around March Madness, I got my eye on it to see who's doing what, who can be, the next thing. And that's because I'm excited about the NBA draft. I always get excited about the draft. That's like the most exciting time in sports for me. But I believe we should draft. Just continue to draft till we find it. RJ right now Star J right there. You see him, man. He's the leader of the team. He should have the keys to the team, not Julius Randle. I don't know how the dynamic is gonna work when he was like the leader of the team for like 3 seasons, and now all of a sudden he's gonna take a back seat to Brunson and RJ, and I don't know how that's gonna work. I don't see how it's gonna work, and that's the question. How will Thibodeau make it work? It's all gonna fall back to Thibodeau to me. He's our X factor. He's the key to everything. I hear people talk. I watch all the podcasts. I watch all of it. Every Nick fan, they always say, "Well, we have Tom Thibodeau, so we might not do this." Even in their argument, they got to use Tom Thibodeau as what he don't do or what he's not going to do, because we know that man at 60 something years old is not going to change. It's not going to change. He's not going to change his ways. There's no way. He's stuck. Right? We're gonna watch. We're gonna see the lineup. Once opening day lineup, if there's no injuries, that's gonna be the same lineup for 82 straight games. Period. No matter what's going on, no matter who we're playing, no matter what's the matchup, the same thing. Predictable time. It's not good for a young team. I know he's not good for a young team. He doesn't believe in potential. First of all, a coach that doesn't believe in potential shouldn't be coaching young guys. Period. That's out of his mouth. We already knew it. You already had that assumption when he keeps playing these veterans over young guys that we haven't seen yet. We seen it, but the fact when he said it straight out of his mouth, I do not believe in potential. Well, you shouldn't be coaching young guys. You should not be coaching young players, because a lot of young players have potential to be good players, really good players. Some superstars. I mean, some stars. Maybe not superstars, whatever. Like Giannis, to me, he's another one. Kawhi, we just thought he was going to be defense, long arms, big hands. No, this guy's the full package. Nobody knew that. Nobody knew. San Antonio does a great job of actually drafting, developing. Coach Pop, this is what you have to do. I mean, if you don't look at the blueprint from now, Golden State, from San Antonio, to how you just do it. If you don't have the team, if you don't have the star you need, and you don't have the team and you don't feel like it's ready yet, you blow it up. Start drafting, rebuild. You get your guy, now you start free agent. Start throwing the free agents in there. Now you start having some salary cap. Now you do that to pair with your star that you drafted and the role players that you drafted together. That's how it works, man. That's how it's always going to work. And you need that coach. And then you go through the past. There's some young coach that, spark this and spark that. There's always some young coach that never did it before, right? Pat Riley, Eric Spoelstra, these guys never did it. All of a sudden, they thrown into the fire, and now they championship coaches. They was able to learn on the job with a young team. Except for Eric Spoelstra, he was put in a win-now situation, and he wasn't that good in the beginning. You could say he's been out-coached, but now he knows what he's doing. Went to the finals. To me, that's good coaching. To be able to adjust, to be able to switch, change your style, however you want to do it. Pat Riley came in working with veterans like Kareem and Magic on Showtime. Comes to the Knicks, changed his whole style up. Now we the blue collar, we the straight up workaholics. We gonna beat you up. There was no Showtime in the Knicks when Pat Riley came through. There was no show. There was no time. There was nothing. Our score was like 72 to 78. Like it was bad basketball. Good, exciting basketball back then. But that's what he changed his whole style up. He made us relevant again, gave us our identity, and then we drafted and we free agent around that. But we need the coach to give us our identity, and you got to be able to adjust with the players that you have. You don't have a ISO team. You have an up and down that want to run up the court team. Quickly wants to run. Obi definitely wants to run. RJ wants to run. Mitch can run. These young legs can go up and down the court. And that's how we will beat teams. We'll beat teams by playing good defense, which Thibodeau does stress. Defense, I'll give him that. But the offense, man, and guys I believe play better offensively better defensively when you're giving them more of a role on offense, when they feel like they're more important on offense. Something. You see Mitchell Robinson hitting threes on Twitter, knocking them down, and won't even look at the basket when it's game time. Is that him? Or is that Tip saying, don't you dare? There's a disconnect somewhere. Why practice the shot that you're never going to take? So it's just weird to me, man. It's just weird. Like, Tom Thibodeau should not be the coach of this team. Like, I would go through the ups and downs with Johnny Bryant. Let's go. He's gonna mess up. He's a young coach, but he's been around. He's gonna learn from it and move forward, and they're gonna be able to grow as a team. He's gonna have a different style, different flavor. Tom Thibodeau, we know the style, we know the taste, we know the flavor. There's a reason. Like these years since Tom Thibodeau been here, we've been like the worst third quarter team ever. There's a reason. I don't know what's his halftime speech. I don't know what the hell goes on at halftime, but we could be playing great in the first half and literally forget how to play basketball in the second half. All the time. And it was like clockwork. And how many games we won last year? And how many games was lost? We didn't make the playoffs. We're not a good team because we lost. We only won 30-something games. But how many games was lost because of a big lead we had in the first half and then giving up in the second half? That's got to be some type of coaching. Tom Thibodeau has to take some responsibility for that. Especially if it's constant. And especially if you don't make no adjustments ever and you just not making no changes and you're just sticking with it and it's constantly doing the same thing. That's coaching. Especially when you have options. So many options. I believe the team's versatility is going to be our best weapon. The fact that we could throw in a Obi Toppin, we could throw in a Cam Reddish, who, like I say, defensively, 6'9", 6'10", could play the 3, play the 4, depending on what kind of offense we run. That could be exciting if we got a coach that's able to do that. Not Tom micromanage Thibodeau, man. What coach you see stay on the sidelines just standing up the whole time? No, pass the ball. Hands up. Get your. Who does that? Nobody. Sit down. It's even hard to see. That's why he don't really make no adjustments. That's why everything is time. He's standing there doing too much. He's putting people to put their hands up. He's doing too much. He can't sit back and look at the game and say, hey, I think this would call for this player to come in right now. And make adjustments on the fly as the game is going on. Tom Thibodeau doesn't have that. He's too busy. Move, left. What the hell are you doing? Sit down. He's my X factor. I believe our season goes. I'm hoping he changed. I ain't like a super hater. I just know he's not the man for this job. Period. He's not the man to coach this young team. Should be somebody else. I say, man, I don't care. What's her name? Becky Hammond. She learned from Coach Pop. Bring somebody in here that's new, that's fresh, that can actually come in here and see what's going on and change the system. And bring some assistants in that can help out. Right? Bring some assistants in for defense. That's what Tom Thibodeau is, you ask me. That's how I always seen him. He is a hell of a defensive coach. And if he's with a good coach that can build a team and adjust, and he just focus on defense, you got a good team. You got a heck of a good team. Because Tom Thibodeau, that's what defense is. It's constantly doing the same things over and over again. It's talking, that's defense. Offense, you got to learn to adjust. Offense can be a little fun. Offense can do things. You have to have creativity. Everything cannot be so bland. That's it. Julius Randle's going to play the first quarter. No matter what type of game he's having, he's going to play the whole first quarter. Then we're going to bring in Obi in there for like 2-3 minutes of the second quarter. No matter what kind of game. No matter if he changed the whole tempo of the game and in his minutes. And no matter what. You're just going to be mad because he probably missed one rebound and you taking him back out for Julius Randle. Like clockwork. Are we really expecting that to change? I've seen enough. From Tom Thibodeau, we know what he's going to do. Night in and night out. I'm scared to see the opening day lineup. I've seen the rotation because now once we see the rotation, we know that's what it's just gonna be. That is it. We stuck with that rotation, barring any injury. Man, I say that's my X factor. That's who I'm calling on. I believe our season is gonna run how Tom Thibodeau manages this season. How does he manage the players? How does he manage the offense? What kind of offense are we gonna be running? Right? How's the rotations going? Are they gonna be like that the same way? Right? Are we gonna have like a first quarter? Maybe Cam Reddish is doing a little, playing better than other players. Maybe you just gonna give him more minutes now. Run with the hot hand. Instead of take him right out and throw back in somebody you're comfortable with. By the way, you still got Derrick Rose, so he might take minutes away from quickly because you're just comfortable with Derrick Rose. It's Thibodeau, man. Tom Thibodeau. I'm not the coach X. I say coaching is very important. It is very important. You got the wrong coach with the wrong team. Wish you could watch that Vlad interview. Anybody that's seen it, watch that interview, man. Because Gary Payton's on there and he said it. It was just George Karl. First, I didn't realize it. I couldn't get his name. I knew who he was. Couldn't get his name. I apologize. George Karl. He came in fresh coach, never really coached in the NBA. He comes in with new ideas. He brings in a new assistant. Gary Payton explained the whole thing. They was going to trade Gary Payton and Shawn Kemp because the coach just didn't want to coach young guys. It's a thing. It's a thing. You're used to it. You just gotta have it that way. Tom Thibodeau's always like, I bet he drinks the same. He probably drinks the same amount of Coca-Colas. Everything's the same. Everything's the same. Probably sleeps at the same time, wakes up at the same time, and just does the same thing over and over again. Good for a defensive team, but it sucks. The offense is gonna be stagnant. Everything is just gonna be slow. He micromanages. He tells you what to do. Move your left hand. How the heck you gonna do that? Be able to just react. You got your coach just right there. He's gonna be it. And this is all about relationships with the Knicks organization. So we'll see how strong of a connection him and Leon Rose have, because he's on the clock. We gotta at least say that he's on the clock. He came in, he changed the culture. We gotta give him his credit for that. But he's on the clock. You can't see the same things over again. That's ridiculous. But I know we can't see it. I'm sure 90% of the Knicks fans agree with me that we cannot see this happen again. We can't see the same Tom Thibodeau and he's stuck in his ways. But let me ask you a question. We know we can't see it, but are we? We know we're gonna see it. We know it's Tom Thibodeau. He's not gonna change his philosophy. I thought he was. I was giving him the benefit of the doubt. He was out the league for a couple of years. I saw him on some ESPN shows, and he seemed like he calmed down. And this was before he got the Knicks job, so I'm like, maybe he's learned. Maybe he changed. No, he gets here the same thing. He's almost like messing with the fans. The fans is yelling for Obi Toppin one game, yelling for Obi Toppin. He brings in Alec Burks. I know some of y'all remember that game. It was just like, now you just, man. And that key thing saying he don't believe in potential, that did it for me. That was the final straw. I am not on the Thibodeau boat. I know he got to go. Hopefully I'm wrong. Doubt it. I seriously doubt it. Because he says he don't believe in potential. And we just got a team full of potential. We got no Obi potential. No RJ has, potential to get even better. It's been getting better every year. 22 years old. Taking on the responsibility of New York, handling all the pressure that Julius Randle, who's his veteran, couldn't handle, and a lot of players can't handle. Taking on the responsibility just to be the guy. He should be our guy. We build around, we draft around that, and we go from there. And we get a new coach, new Jack coach, deal with these new Jack players. My New Jack City reference. That's what I'm doing. Anyway, talked enough. Appreciate it. We're gonna be back on here with Toast. Toast on deck. We're gonna have another episode where we're gonna talk about who's more important for the Knicks as just a player, not the coach. I already said Tom Thibodeau, he's our X factor. But for us to have a good season, who needs to be on the court, getting minutes, playing the most minutes? Obi Toppin or Emmanuel Quick? Me and Toast gonna discuss that. He has his person, I have mine. We gonna discuss it. Gets kind of crazy when we talk. Trust me, we out there. We be bugging. We say a lot of crazy things. It's funny though, and it's all in love. And check us out. I'ma holla at y'all. Peace.